The girls or whatever.
Kill Bohannon. They call me Dr. Barber, man, because I've been doing this for over 30 years. I'm like a childhood prodigy, man. I was cutting in my basement at 14. So, look, I really messed myself up by getting a regular job, you know what I mean, when I got into high school, right? So, I just been doing it for a long time. And that ever since I was young, right, I just had a keen sense on class and what looks good, right? So in all reality, it is not my intent to satisfy my customers or even my intent to please them. See, I intend to amaze my customers. And when you come to the table with that attitude, as the mortuary would say, it's casket ready.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So,
Right.
it's just everything that I bring to the table. I feel makes me the most complete person there is. See, I'm transforming this thing to life coaching. So you'll never get the same thing twice, because when you come to me, you sit down, you get comfortable, and then the coach takes over. So I became Dr. Barber out of a sense of necessity, so people can attach me with a title and they understand that I'm not your barber. I'm your coach. I'm your life coach. I advise you on style, class, and lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So, when you come to me and you come to my people and just feel my atmosphere and everything that we got to bring, you already know that when you come here, that we believe in that if other cultures of people can turn $8 7 times in their community, we can at least do great. Oh man, you say corruption, right? And it's a strong word, and but I can't see it being any other way, right? Like my particular case, when the young lady, first of all, it's the American way. This is what's supposed to be done, and she believes in that, and I necessarily don't conform to that, right? So it was already something negative in my mind. Child support, right? And I had already dealt with child support on a voluntary level. And when my first son was born, right? So in order to keep getting food stamps, right? Gotta go down child support. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, yo, these food stamps, man, they like 3 to 1. You know what I'm saying, right? So I go down there, and there's no advice. There was no advisory. I wasn't advised on why the benefits and the cons to the whole thing, right? So sometime later, I get pulled up about it by child support or whatever. But I managed to do something different. Man, that was crazy, right? Because they took me to court and was like, we want you bringing $1,500 apiece for these 2 kids.
Damn.
And I'm like, yo, these kids live with me. You know what I'm saying, right? So, and it was like a cowboy standoff with me and the judge, and she was like, you ain't notified the court that you had these kids. And I'm like, yeah, honestly, I didn't know I was supposed to. And she was like, you barely stand behind Mr. Bohannon. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, God told me to take care of my kids. I didn't know I had to let you know that I had these kids. So they still said, yo, you owe that money. You're bad. Not even my bad. You're bad that you didn't know. So I can only say how corrupt it is. And one case I didn't even go to court, and they somehow got me in a trick bag, whereas though the woman has this child. She says, I'm pregnant. And I say, I'm in no position to have another child. And she say, I don't believe in abortion. And I say, I don't see no other way without it. Right? Mm-hmm. So she say, I do it myself. You feel me? So we talking about a couple months of arguments, right? Till she get to the point. I do it myself. So I say, good luck. Okay? I know it don't sound right, but listen. I got them same 2 kids still living with me when she got pregnant, right? So, in essence, I mean, hindsight is 2020. You taking a single parent to child support that has 2 kids already, right? They not satellite kids. They kids that spend the night every night. I wake up to these kids, right? I got 2 kids of my own. She say she gonna have this other child anyway. See, I already knew this relationship wasn't going anywhere. It's not that I don't want the child. It's that I ain't want to be attached to this woman. But she's the final person that says, boom, I'm having this baby anyway. So she has the baby. We named the baby together. And at a point, she felt as though she wasn't getting enough help, right? I got 2 sons I'm raising, and then she has another son. I'm not getting enough help for this son, but my plate is full. So, boom, she thinks that moving out of town for another opportunity is what's best for her, right? I'm not gonna stand in her way, even though she taking my son. Like, she don't know how I feel with her taking my son. So she thinks the best thing to do child support, so that she knows that I'm on record for taking care of this child, even if she leaves town. So I don't go to child support court with her because I'm against it. And they say, we want you to pay $500 a month for this child. So I'm like, I never signed anything to say I agree to that. And so you have a debt collection agency that's hooked into the court system, that's hooked into the police department. Because when I did not obey what they were saying, see, first of all, okay, when she won, which I don't remember when she won, because I wasn't in court, right? Okay, this is something automatically that's done. She wins, they say, you get back money and money that you owe while this monthly money, right? Now, so when I don't, what they say, obey the order, who they send? They send police. So it's like a racket. You know what I mean? That I didn't sign into. Well, I signed in when I had that baby. So they tied me in for something that I knew I could not handle. So I'm bitter, right? Now you can't take away my bitterness because that's my own feeling. Now you want me to be accountable. So I try to deal with the situation, pay child support, okay, be accountable for child support. And what I found, and the whole tax thing, right? So they take the taxes. They take my income taxes. And then leave. So listen, I gotta make ends meet how I gotta make ends meet. So if y'all wanna take my taxes, fine, take the taxes. But guess what? Next year, I know you're gonna take my taxes, and that's how I'm paying. And the rest of the money I'm gonna use during the year, I'm gonna use for me and mine that I take care of every day, right? So yeah, you take the taxes, take them, right? So they say, when they bring me to court, they say, that tax money don't count because we had to take it. You ain't give it. Right. You know, it doesn't.
Right. What's the difference?
Maurice Robinson III, and I'm from Baltimore. For one, there's plenty of things that I don't like about black women. I don't down them. You know, I never down black women. I think they're very beautiful and everything. But the only thing I don't like about them is that they think they know everything. They always have to have certain rules and certain, boundaries and certain, rulership over everything. And I feel as though that it's not right. For one, if you say hi to them or you say they're pretty, it's not even all of them, but it's most of them. It's too many of them. You say hi, or you're very pretty, they got a moody, way with it. Oh, why you saying hi to me? Or don't talk to me, or thank you, or thank you. They say it a certain way.
You're talking about the young Afro American women today, right? You're
Yes.
saying that the majority of them have these attitudes. Right?
Yes, and they mostly get it from their mothers. You know, they get it from their mother. They see what their mother see. They see what their mother doing, so they pick it up from their mother. You know, the mother, when they see a guy around their daughter, they get like, oh, we're gonna get something out of him. If there's a child involved, they'll take advantage over that too. So you know, and those cases are very true. You know, I've seen it done plenty of times in my neighborhood. I've seen them done in my family. You know,
Really?
and I've seen it. Yeah. So, you know, I feel as though that it's too much controlling. Black women is just too much controlling. They're too controlling. Sometimes they can be too much controlling. You know, I have nothing against them. I love them also, but sometimes some of them are really too controlling.
Well, let me ask you this then. So the young ladies that you know or you've dealt with, right? Or just let's just say the ladies that you know, young ladies your age, you know, right?
Yeah.
Was there a father figure?
No. Not all of them. No, I haven't seen a father figure in their life at all.
And that's for most of them.
That's for most of them. Now, some of them they do. Some of them they do. They're very nice. I talk to some black women. They're very nice. You know, very respectful. You know, some of them they do have fathers. They're very respectful. They really are. I seen one. I never date one that had a father. I wish I did. I probably will. But you know, some of them that doesn't, they more so. You know, they don't know anything. They just know how to. They see what their mother do. Their mother, if there's no father involved, the daughter do all types of stuff, and you know, she come out thinking she's strong. She could be just like the mother, so she can only go by what she sees. You know, she can only go by what she sees.
Well, it ain't the nerves you're hitting. When you doing you punch, you aiming here or in here. So your you punch is coming low. One is coming. I'm not trying to hit him in the groin, but one is coming low. The other is coming high. You're trying to give his body nowhere to get that jolt. So you hitting both shots. Boom, just like that. But in the kata, the bump kata, if I throw him, when I throw him, I'm hit. Alright. My name Donald Rooks. I'm the head instructor and founder of Red Dragon Karate Do. My occupation, I'm a bus driver for MTA Maryland.
So how do you feel about the corruption of the child support system?
Well, the corruption of the child support system seems to be like mostly every other system in government, but this system is geared towards almost tearing down fathers and building up mothers, no matter what the consequences or the process of the family might be. So, you know, you might be a father who has children and not taking care of your kids, in which case, okay, child support might be sufficient or might be adequate. But then you have fathers that, like me, I have my kids, but the mother is benefiting from child support. It's like paying consequences twice for a crime you didn't commit, if that make any sense. So, in that respect, how is it she benefits, but my son doesn't? And the excuses or the reasons child support gives is for the benefit of the child, but the child is with you. You see what I mean? So how is it benefiting the child if the child is with you and she's somewhere else? It doesn't work like that. So I think actually it's inadequate. It shouldn't be, because for one, why would you create a process that would penalize every man as a whole? But within that process, you can't separate the ones that do good from the ones that don't do at all. You see what I mean? It's like having a penal system. Let's just say lock all the men up because one did wrong. But because we don't already have it in the institution where as though we can separate the ones that do wrong from right, we have to lock them all up. That's how child support is. You see what I mean? So now they throw you everybody in this basket, but they say one bad father spoiled it for the bunch. Okay, you cannot use that as an excuse as a government institution. See what I mean? You're too big of an entity, and this is too big of an issue. This is too big of a population to have to put every man in that single basket because one man may spoil it for the bunch. Okay, explain to me how 100 men, 300 men, who their kids don't live with them, but they have supported their kids plus the parents financially, mentally, physically. You know, they're there, they're in their kids' life, They're paying here, they're paying there. Not to mention, some of us, like myself, we have insurance where our kids are on our insurance. But your excuse is the kid needs medical assistance. Would he get double medical assistance? You know what I mean? So if my son need a heart transplant, is he first on the list? No. You see what I mean? So, I mean, people have to take all these type of things into account, but the government doesn't care because the government still gets that piece of a dollar. You see what I mean? They say, oh, well, she's getting TCA or she's getting food stamp, this, that, and the third. Why? If I'm supporting my family, if I'm making sure my son, my daughter has, if I'm making sure his mother's okay, why? Why are you there? Why am I charged this X amount of dollars so she can get this X amount of dollars? Where did the rest of that money go to? You see what I mean? So if you can't date. Explain this. Well, you tell me this. Have you ever got a receipt from child support other than I owe you?
Wow.
You see what I mean? So if you can't give me a receipt. Only thing you can tell me is if I overpaid. Child support to me personally are the biggest gangsters in the world. All my sons live with me. All of them have 3 different mothers. One passed away, one alive, one I'm married to. But all 3 of my sons with me. The one I'm paying child support for is the one I have nothing to do with, but my son is sitting right over there. And they put me on child support almost 2 weeks after I got him. You see what I mean? And when I talk to them, you know what they say? Oh, that must be a mistake. That shouldn't have happened. Guess what's coming out my check every week since that? This was in August. Child support. So they'll talk to you about the mistake, but they do nothing to correct the mistake. They say, oh, you got to go through the court system. And the thing is, if I'm telling you he's living with me, if I'm giving you paperwork that says he's here, what are the courts for? What is the process for? Because the first time she say, oh, his father doesn't do this and doesn't do that, you straight get a letter in the mail.
Yep. They ain't go through no court system.
Exactly. That's my point. Well, you could get a job. Why? Because I'm a man, but the whole time y'all fighting for equal rights, women can do the same thing men can do. Well, why can't I put my woman on child support? When the baby come out.
Yes.
When he come out. You see what I mean? Why can't I say after 2 years this ain't working between us, I'm going to take him, but I'm going to need some support from you. We got to go downtown. Why does it, the lady that sits across from you that's judging you, why does it she has the right to ask me, well, what do you do for your child? Okay, why can't I jump across this table and punch you in your mouth? Because to me that's offensive. You see what I mean? To anybody that's not doing, that's not offensive. They grin, well, I do this, that, and the third. You ask me that, I'm going to have this look on my face that tells you I'm a father, not a daddy. I'm a father. And that look going to tell you, if you ask me that question again, you're going to probably need police in here between us. Because that's not a question that I take lightly, but it's something I take to heart. Because the one thing I refuse to fail at is being a father to my kids.
Child support is a private company. Did you know that? It's private. It's a company. It's a private business. Child support is not part of government. Child support is a private business. 60% of the money that you pay in child support goes to the mother. 40% of the money you pay in child support goes to the state that pays for the same people to enslave you. You are paying and financing your own enslavement. Does that sound educated? If you don't like what I'm saying, cool, you don't gotta like it. Look it up and tell me when I'm right or wrong. Every legal word, every word you say, I got a legal definition for. I'll tear your ass up. And this challenge goes to all you so-called attorneys, right? Who don't tell people this, right? First of all, if you have to go to a chancery court, do not get an attorney. Because an attorney is going to turn over your jurisdiction to that of the court. Because that's what an attorney does. Look up the word attorney and look up the word attorn. An attorney does something called a turn. A turn means to turn over. So every time you go to these attorneys, they're going to tell you stuff to go with the court and not against the court. And if you're going to go to a court, don't go as a defendant. Go as a plaintiff. At least file a counter complaint. Is child support a fraud? No, child support is not fraud, right? It is not. It's used as a tool to destroy people. Yes. That's why these masters and these administrative officers have immunity, because it's not fraud. What they do is the person who's bringing you to this type of proceeding, yes, they are going through an administrative process to get you to appear. That's why you see a lot of brothers or people go to jail for these warrants, right? And if the judge files in favor of the plaintiff and you're not there, you actually can win. Know your history. Know your enemy. Know yourself. But most importantly, know your history. Peace.
Like DMX said, what the fuck you want from a nigga?
What your bitches want from a nigga, want from a nigga, want. What your bitches want? What your bitches...
Well, I'm currently a veteran and I collect welfare at the moment, and I had a child and I didn't really get all his information. Like, I had his cell phone number and I gave it to family court, so they're going to try to find him. But if they don't find him, then I'm going to have to be the one to pay back the payments that welfare has been giving me. And I think that's crazy, because it's like, where I'm supposed to get the money from.
Now, buying house, every cars, they want to expect the judge to give you all your riches. What kind of law is that? Give it all up and just lay down and die. Can't survive. Fuck these laws and shit. Make my own laws. Bitch, please. Fuck these bitches, want, man.